Hey everybody, today we're going to go over the first lesson in the Becoming a Marching Snare Drummer series, and what that's going to involve is ready position, sticks out, sticks in, and 8 on a hand legatos strokes, and what the purpose of that is. So first, let's talk about ready position. For many snare drums, it's going to be a little difficult for me to show you on this pad because I don't have a rim. But this will suffice. Okay, so we've got our grip. Remember, I showed you in the introduction video how you do your grip. You find your pads. You get that set up. You've got this general line of your arm here, and then a slight break here where the stick is. Your wrist is not straight, like you don't keep your wrist straight. You do want to curve it a little bit like that. See what I mean? Okay. Left hand, like I said, you insert it here, you put that on top, you put your thumb on top, you rest it on your ring finger, let the middle finger kind of rest, and your pinky follows the contour of your ring finger. Okay, and that's it, relaxed. This arm straight down, this arm out a little bit, and you've got your general traditional grip. Okay, so take your sticks together, take your sticks that are in your grip. Now place them together. Open up your right hand, open up the two fingers on top, open up these two fingers, the thumb and the forefinger, or the index finger, put it on top there, and then hold these sticks kind of like you would your left hand traditional. It's not going to fit all the way. See that? Hold like that, and then you put your thumb on the back of the stick like that, and just wrap your hands around. That way when you pull apart, you're ready to play. See how that works? Thumb on the bottom, this finger on top, thumb behind, pull it out, and that's what happens. Okay? In a blink of an eye. Okay, so overhead, it'll look like this. And ideally, I'm looking at a camera, so my perspective is a little off on this. Usually I would be kind of looking straight ahead with my peripheral vision monitoring where my stick beads are. So when you pull your sticks out, you immediately kind of, nobody's perfect. But when you pull your sticks out, you immediately want to kind of get them to where they're really close together, they're very close to the head. Your stick angles are defined from the head. Okay? The way a tap off works in most drum lines, the center snare or bass or whatever is going to go da 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 da. On those last 4/8 notes is when you come out. So it'll look like this. Da 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 da. Okay, and you play on one. Da 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 da. Now, if you've got your sticks and a pad handy, practice it with me a couple times. Okay. And if you're doing just an attack, do a staccato stroke. It should just kind of stop. You hit the head, you squeeze, make sure you don't allow the stick to come up. You don't have to do any extra squeezing. Just make sure that your fingers don't allow any rebound. Okay. Like that. Look where your beads are. Fix them up. Okay. Now we're going to go over sticks in. Okay. Say you're playing the last hand of the left hand, the last bar. I hit my stick there. That's my bad. See how that happens? You put your sticks back exactly where they were. And sometimes that involves kind of you might have to pick up your stick a little bit, your right hand, and kind of slam it in. You want to open up these fingers so you don't smash your thumb. There is some practice involved. So you want to open up your thumb, this thumb, and forefinger, and you want to also get your middle finger out of the way. But I prefer not to do an overwhelming kind of slam down from the top. I like a nice shortest route possible. So when you're playing, or when you're getting ready for this, you should practice this a lot. This is going to be a telltale sign of whether or not you've done your homework. You see how that crisp stick sound gets there? It's not, okay? Makes you look like a disciplined player and a prepared player. So now let's go over 8 on a hand. 8 on a hand is designed to get you loose, get you warmed up, get you set up to feel your drum, feel your sticks, feel the temperature outside, because sometimes in a cold environment if you're outside, 8 on a hand, ooh, it hurts sometimes when you hit that drum for the first time. And it gives you a chance to get into your drum, get your hands loosened up, the joints, the fingers, get everything that's holding your knuckles together, your fingers together, get that all kind of loosened up and warmed up and kind of more pliable, more easy to move, and you don't want to be tense and tight, okay? I will say that a legato stroke is one that rebounds from the head like that. It pops back up. You allow your wrist to capture the motion of the stick. Instead of just holding your wrist still, which when you do a staccato stroke, your wrist just holds the stick still like that. You don't allow your wrist to move up. A legato stroke, you allow your wrist to follow the stick's natural motion. Okay, if I just take this stick with my fulcrum fingers here and I hit it on the head, it bounces up, really pretty easy. And I'm not even hitting it that hard. Okay, so if you control it with your fingers, the wrist decides how far that stick comes up. See that? The wrist allows it to come back up. And try putting your hand right here on your forearm. Don't let it move. Don't do this kind of thing. You don't need to do that. Allow your wrist to initiate all that motion. Okay? The left hand, same thing. Put your hand right here. Don't allow anything to move except turning your wrist like we talked about in the technique video. Okay? Nice long strokes. Just rotate your wrist. See how that works? Get a better view here. Okay? The same thing applies. Your wrist allows the motion of the stick to come back up. If you just simply stop your wrist and you control the stick, it's gonna be a staccato stroke. You don't have to be like hold it, squeeze it super tight to get it to stop. That doesn't do anything extra but make you look like a silly person. Just have to. Your wrist doesn't come back up. It simply goes down and stops. That stops the stick's motion. And if you've got control from side to side here and up and down on your stick, it's not going anywhere. That's a staccato stroke. Letting your wrist come back up that's a legato stroke. And when you're doing this, you're inevitably going to hit your stick beads. Be aware of where your stick beads are so that you don't hit them, because that can sometimes be devastating. You'll let you drop a stick that way. You want to look at your stick beads, where they are. Okay, and for those of you that are a little unsure about what I'm doing count-wise, I'm doing 4 beats of 8th notes on each hand. Okay, so I'm going to show you how the tap-off works, sticks out work, and I'm going to count through the exercise, and then I'll do a stop and bring my sticks in. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Okay? When you're playing 8 on a hand, you wanna play it for a long time. When I was just getting started, when I was building my chops, I would play one tempo maybe for 10 minutes. So I would start off at a nice slow tempo like this, or nice broad full stroke, meaning vertical. You let your stick come vertical off the head. See that? It's vertical up and down. It's full rotation of your hand, full rotation of your wrist. Alright, so practice going like just 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that for 10 minutes. It might sound ridiculous. Your parents might come in and say, "What the heck are you doing? It sounds like you're not doing anything." You're doing a heck of a lot. You're learning the drum. You're learning how your sticks feel. You're learning your mechanics of your hands. You're learning it like one half of the game, really. It's because on your next tempo, you say, "Okay, I feel competent at this tempo. I'm going to speed up." See how I dropped my height a little bit to 9 inches? Say 10 minutes have gone by. Speed up. Key is to stay relaxed. Okay? You want your hands to stay relaxed. Allow your wrist to be moving like this, okay? Allow this wrist to be moving like this. That's, inevitably, when you get to a certain point, it's less wrist and more about these two fingers right here, but we'll discuss that a little bit more with like the double beat kind of thing. But with 8s, I want your goal tempo to be somewhere around this. Okay, so say you do 5 increments. That's 50 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes each section. And then a release. Get a clock on the wall or whatever. Watch when 10 minutes have gone by. Speed up. Okay, make sure you bring your height down. If you can't play consistent sounds, if you're struggling really bad, lower the height. If you can't play this tempo at that height, or see how that works? But I want you to work on getting this full rotation of your legato stroke down, okay? Nice, slow, broad strokes. Do that, you'll be good. If you can step right into a drum line and play it on a hand, they're going to be impressed right away. They're going to say, this guy, this girl knows what they're doing, and they've had some instruction. They've put the time in to at least that much. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the line below. And thank you for watching.